people come out of once and they don't quite know why they feel such a big feeling about something that seems so small. My name's Steven Hoggett, and I am the movement director for the upcoming production of Once at Pitlochry. I was also involved in the original production way back when. So there's been a little bit of time between the last production and this, and we did a workshop to see if we could, there was some logistics that we wanted to have a look at. And we realized that Once was made very, very, very quickly at Harvard, and it was made in the crypt of the church. We used what was there. It was absolutely freezing, but it was just very quick and it was very simple. And in some respects, going back to it now, it's really compelling because it is simple and it needs to stay that way. So I think we've got this weird dichotomy of like, we want this stuff we can do to make the essence of it kick a bit harder, but don't mess with the thing because it's doing its job very well. I think we were all quite startled by how simple and pure it is and what Ender's writing does. And then there are the songs that they're incredibly simple, but their vocal range and their lyricism of it takes it to a stratospheric level. And I think every song in Once is a shocker. They never start where they begin, and just when you think you've got a sense of how they're doing that, they chose a different tactic. So I think I just fell in love with it all over again. That it's always surprising you. So a movement director, all to say, ranges from saying that they're going to do nothing because they'll get in the way of a song, to doing full-out choreography, teeth, heels, all that stuff, and everything in between. You're also looking at why people behave certain ways physically when they feel certain things. You're also looking at environments and trying to find ways of making them change from one thing to another in an organic way. I think there's going to be some things that are going to feel differently because we're X years down the line. So we did a workshop with some cast members to see whether it could hold being slightly smaller in its cast numbers. And it was amazing watching the bits that hit and the bits that slipped. And it was, but never terrifying or like, oh, that was terrible. It was just, oh, we all grow up. We all get, all of us, everybody. And your taste changes a little bit. But I would say with Once, there's not a lot that we wanted to. That was probably the most affirming thing. Because I think we came up to Pitlochry a couple of weeks afterwards, and John and I were just so buzzed up about the show because we kind of knew we were going to give it a little bit of a move, but it still has integrity, but we're going to be able to play a little bit, and people are going to find their own ways through it. In an age where everybody is everywhere all at once, I think the idea about something being really quiet, two people, and trying their best, and it not happening, and there's no fancy costumes, and they're not texting, not doing anything. It's just them two, and they just sit in this little tiny world. It's a real repose. And I do think that affects people, that it's so small but so big. It's very powerful.